only has a certain capacity, and if I'm going and grabbing all this and not replenishing it, when this is empty, it's empty. So there's a feeling of emptiness once I've given it all away. So I got to do the work, right? I got to continuously feed myself, replenish myself, get the mind right and the heart right. Number 6, trouble sleeping. That's all of us. We always talk about it. But when you think about a person head towards burnout, constantly tired, loss of motivation, irritable, negative neglecting personal needs, feeling empty, trouble sleeping is in me. Burnout, because you're trying so hard, right? There's a lot going on. So you're probably laying, looking up at the ceiling at night, counting sheep, worrying, right? Something's playing over and over in your mind. If you're hitting burnout because of a job, a lot of times those thoughts at night are on how do I get out of this? What do I do? Number 7, sudden love for escapism. This one is serious. People headed towards burnout find themselves checking out a lot. And we aren't just talking about alcohol and drugs and stuff, right? We talk about addiction on here a lot. But I'm talking games, movies, watching a certain series on Netflix, reading a lot. There's nothing wrong with any of that stuff, right? But if you're doing those things as opposed to taking care of what you're supposed to be doing, you're escaping. You're escaping your responsibilities. Remember, number 4 is neglecting responsibilities. That's how you end up doing it. So instead of getting up doing that thing I'm supposed to do, I'm gonna sit here after work today and play video games because I'm tired. The world is stressing me out. Nothing wrong with that, but guess what? That's an exchange that I've made. And now guess what? Hey Nate, guess what I gotta do, Nate? Now I gotta suffer the consequences of that choice that I didn't show up. Yep. Hey, Miller Beth. That's why I said we're gonna spend a minute on this one, because that was me for the alcohol. 8 years, y'all. That was my escape from life. And when I tell you burnout was real for me, when that burnout hit me like that, it was literally a cycle of just showing up the next day. I'ma just show up. That's not living, right? And so when they say sudden love for escapism, I couldn't wait to get home, fix my first drink and check out. And like I said, video games, people may not think that's a big deal. We may need to add that one next week, y'all, to our list of addictions. Food, gambling, shopping, sex, adult entertainment, gaming. Yeah, Zimmy, we know it well, don't we? And we know all the signs of that one, Zimmy. The isolating, right? When I didn't hang out with my friends, y'all, and they started looking for me, I was escaping my reality. So I couldn't even show up for my friends. I couldn't show up for anybody. So escapism, pay attention to that. Am I playing Candy Crush for 12 hours? I don't mean to laugh. Y'all know I got an inappropriate laughing problem. But am I playing Candy Crush for 12 hours on Saturday? Am I dropping my kid off at their soccer game and not going to the game because I'm trying to get as far away from the soccer field? You get what I'm saying? Lolly, y'all so crazy. Why y'all laughing? I knew it was gonna be something. Listen though, y'all, you checking out, shopping for 6 hours and don't eat anything. Miller, look, Momo, you know you done played Candy Crush for 12 hours. Look at Miller Best, y'all, shopping for 6 hours and don't need anything. That's escapism. We don't hear that word often because we don't want to own it. But I know I escape pretty. Let me think. Look, I don't want to be too transparent on here about where I go during the week. Let me stop. I used to play Candy Crush a lot, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. There goes Chef Foster, y'all. We already know what he be doing. Let me stop. Send me. Hey, twerking on the patio to some Afro beats music. Let me stop. Hey, twerking on the think tank, thinking in the think tank, twerking in the think tank. All right, y'all, let me get back on track. Number 8, though, neglecting responsibilities. That's funny, y'all. 8, number 4 says neglecting personal needs. 8, neglecting responsibilities. Neglecting the responsibility, though, guess what? My bills, I'm starting to like, okay, this is a perfect example, y'all. I know whenever I was going through my burnout, I would bury my head in the sand. There were certain bills that I would skip. The such and such bill, the Capital One bill or whatever, because I ain't feel like going online. Like, what? So I'd rather deal with a late fee. You get what I'm saying? That's not good. When you're reaching burnout, you really don't care. Have you ever seen an overgrown yard? Because that person hasn't got this, they don't have the strength I said hasn't. That person doesn't have the strength to go out there and mow their lawn. The person's overgrown yard. Y'all, we gotta be careful. Yep, Roxy, but imagine that neighbor who's depressed and we don't even know it. We complaining, they making the neighborhood look horrible. Have you talked to them and figure out what's going on? Somehow my bills ended up in the trash can. Yeah, it's in me. But when you were going through that, right? Think about that, y'all. People do that. There's a reason that's happening. That person that you're looking at and they're needing help with their bills sometimes, you need to get it together. They're struggling sometimes. That person is struggling to balance things, y'all. And it's not that I'm purposely it's just I don't have it in me. I'm literally at burnout. Y'all ready for the last one, number 9? Remember I said it was going to relate to number 5, which is feeling of emptiness. Number 9, guys, a person headed towards burnout, they're feeling a loss of purpose. Boom. That's the last one on the list.